Good morning. Thanks for checking out my podcast. My name is Mike. I'd like to say thank you for everybody out there for giving me feedback, for the downloads, for your patience. I told you it was coming, my first video podcast right here, so now you know what I look like, and it's about time. So now, after all the audio blogs, I've upgraded into the world of video podcasting. So I'd like to say thank you for your patience. I'd also really like to say thank you to the East Coast. I don't know what's going on over there. I think I started an epidemic, like New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia. I don't know what's going on out there, but you guys are kicking LA's butt. So thank you, everybody, including the East Coast. So keep doing what you're doing. I want to keep this podcast small market. I'm not a numbers guy. I'm not trying to break into the top 10. I just want to keep this small, start up as a small group and then grow into a bigger group. I would say, you know, if I get 500 subscribers, to me that's a victory. I would love to say, yeah, 1 million subscribers, but I don't have the wherewithal to handle that. Plus, you know, I like to develop kind of a one-on-one relationship with most of my subscribers. That's more realistic by keeping it small. So I believe in quality over quantity. And I don't want to turn this podcast into a self-help seminar, because obviously in the world of podcasting there's thousands of podcasts for every genre or for every type of individual, and I'm sure they got one for self-help. So I want to turn this into a self-determination podcast. You can use this as a reference guide for your own physique transformation. So if you know anybody out there that's disciplined and determined and strong willpower, tell them to hook them up with this podcast. I believe that there's a lot of disciplined people out there with strong willpower. They're getting wrong information, or they have limited access to the right information. So voila, here's my podcast. So the ideal personality types that would be interested in my podcast would be ROTC cadets, or anybody who's in the military, accountants, because, you know, obviously they're committed to a process, triathletes or triathlete wannabes, martial arts enthusiasts. So anybody you know, or just a regular person who wants more structure in their life, start subscribing to my podcast. I'm going to be changing my format here a little bit. You will see in the next few podcasts, you will notice some changes. And the approach I want to use, it's called minimalism. And what is minimalism? Minimalism is breaking down concepts to its mere foundation and then advancing gradually on a step-by-step basis, like taking baby steps. And I like that approach because it doesn't hit you between the eyes. Plus, you solve problems as they arise, and then you can implement solutions or improvements, and then you're off to the next step. So that also means starting off cheap, invest very little, and then gradually build up. And just because you're endorsing, or just because I'm endorsing minimalism, doesn't mean you have to be a cheapskate. So if something costs you 20 bucks, you know, why not spend 5 bucks for something that does the same thing? I believe that more is less, or less is more. So plus, you know, you want to make sure, you know, you're cut out for physique transformation. You know, last thing you want to do is invest a bunch of money in and then find out by week 6 you're not cut out for it. So start off cheap, and then you can always graduate towards more complexity later. So let's go over the 4 phases of transformation. Alright, let's take our lean body mass. You're going to need this information when you do the block method. And the way to do the body composition test is you need to get body fat calipers. And here in my hand you have the fat calipers, the basic El Cheapo brand version. I'm sure you can get them more expensive than this, but in this situation, cheap works fine. And see me squeeze it. When you apply pressure, when you do your measurement, you want to make sure the arrows meet or align. There's 3 sites In this case, we'll just do 3 sites. The triceps, take the measurement on a vertical skin fold, take it on the back of the upper arm, halfway between the shoulder and the elbow. For the chest, you want to take the measurement on a diagonal skin fold, taken halfway between the nipple and the front of the underarm. So the measure side is that across an imaginary line drawn from the nipple to your armpit. And then the abdomen, take the measurement on a vertical skin fold, taken about 2 centimeters to the right of the navel, belly button. And then thigh measurements, you want to take the measurement on a vertical skin fold, taken in the middle of the thigh, halfway between the crease of your groin and the top of the kneecap. And it shows right here. And then when you go to the website, www.sequoiafitness.com, it's got, you want to take the sum of the 3 sites, and then it has a chart for male and then females. You could download it, or you could just go right to the site. It even comes with a user manual. So when you do this body fat composition, it's probably good to gauge it once a month just to chart your progress. Alrighty, body fat's done. Alright, for you beginners out there, if you don't know where to begin or start and you just got a gym membership, or you have no idea how to structure your workout, my advice would be just work out. Spend 2 weeks to get familiarized with the equipment, or with the dumbbells, or with the free weights. So no plan is the best plan for right now. And then after 2 or 3 weeks of familiarization, that's when you want to have your plans or your system set in. So what I like to do is group my exercises together, like one day, one workout would be all your pushing exercises, like your chest and your triceps and shoulders, all in one workout as far as like one day. And then of course you want to take a day off the day after, and then you want to do all your leg workouts in one day, such as your hamstrings, your quads, and your calves, as one workout. And then another workout would be for your back and your biceps. Any pulling exercises you're doing in your back and or bis, mostly those are your pulling exercises. So that would be your third workout. And of course you want a day off after each workout. So you want to group them into body parts into one workout. So I usually do about 3 workouts a week. That's a suggestion, and start off with that for right now. Recovery is very important. It's the crown jewel of transformation success, or it could be the crown of thorns for transformation failure. And this is something that a lot of people don't take heed. So the 24 hours after you work out is the most crucial time. As a matter of fact, the minute you stop working out, you're in recovery mode. Okay, here's a tip for you. You want to increase your recovery substantially? Ice. Yes. Just regular old ice, the kind you get out of your freezer. So, for example, if you get done doing a arms workout, like a bicep workout, get a Ziploc bag, pack it full of ice cubes, and after you work out, apply it to your bicep for about 20 minutes, to your arms for 20 minutes, and you've increased your recovery time dramatically. Ice also serves as an anti-inflammatory as well. Ask any professional athlete. As a matter of fact, most of them spend 2/3 of their life living in an ice bath or a whirlpool. You know, hey, it's the miracle of ice. Well, this wraps up my first video podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. My next video will be on the block method. There's a reason why we took that body fat percentage. And words of wisdom, it's all about the happy medium. Stay in the zone and covet balance. And much aloha.